What's poppin', y'all? What I find a sad story, some other people find a really hilarious story, and that is one of the biggest, I would say probably the most entertaining, pure entertainment trash talkers of all time, Adrien Broner, what his fate has come. Adrien Broner, he's a boxer, or was a boxer, and he was just on the show, the podcast/show that Cameron and Mace run called It Is What It Is, one of the biggest shows out right now, and it blew up rather quickly. They've really been doing their thing. A lot of people aren't aware of how popular they are because they have a bit of an older, more mature audience. I would say a lot of the people that watch them are 30 plus. If you think about it, like Cam and Mace, these guys, when they were rapping, and they were their hottest, that was 90s, mid-2000s. Cameron was hotter, closer to the 2000s, and even mid-2000s he was popping. But they've got a whole nother career, and it's hilarious, and it's been working out for them, and they invite Adrien Broner on. Adrien Broner, not too sure what he's been doing as of late. The last time I saw Adrien Broner was on a promotional poster for a potential fight by Misfits against Scam Likely, who is the best, or who was the best boxer on Aiden Ross's card for, what is the promotion called? Brand Risk Promotions, which Scam Likely left because he felt like a lot of people weren't taking the event serious, and Aiden Ross did not want to pay him more, and Misfits offered him a bigger bag. So he posted himself with Adrien Broner and said, like, yo, I'm really excited for this opportunity. We don't know if that's going to happen. Adrien Broner hasn't really, like, locked it in yet. It's just been up in the air, and if it is, that's a crazy fall off. Now, of course, it is a bag, and Adrien Broner's got to get to his bag because we've seen him go broke a ton of times. So he's showing up to the show, and I'll play you guys this clip right now because he got really disrespectful. Or, yes, he got disrespectful, and I'll explain why. So I'm going to play the clip right now.
You look so good in person.
Thank you.
For
I
real.
appreciate that.
Hey,
what you waste that? I love you. What a guy. I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Arabia, is that a real background?
Hey, Stat, could you stop
Yes.
Can you stop smiling? You.
Arabia is.
nah, yo, bro, some G, yo, bro, some G shit. We gotta have boyfriend here, yo.
Right. Oh, shit.
Told you that.
My bad.
Nah, like it's all like. Okay, we can move on to football then.
Stat. Oh my God.
Yo, Stat, let's do the football. I guess that answered the question about Floyd. When I see you taking off some time,
I'm mesmerized by Stat.
this nigga here, bro.
I did not know you looked that good in person. My bad, bro. You're amazing.
All right, hey, we gonna have to actually go, man. I mean, I have to actually go, man. I'm gonna pay you for your time, for being here. I appreciate you. But I love you, man.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, no. I can't. I asked you the first time. I don't have no problems with you, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But you can't violate, bro. I told you that.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
Nah, I told you, nigga, boyfriends are here. You know me, my brother.
Oh, bad, bro. My bad.
Nah. But I appreciate your time.
It's me.
Nah, well, if you want to wait for us outside, you could, but I'm not gonna sit in and not value your time neither. You want to wait for me, you could, but I appreciate it, bro. You gotta step out. Yeah, no problem.
So in the beginning, you're probably just like, okay, well, he's just trying to flirt, or if you want to call this flirting, he's trying to shower Stat with praise, compliments, making everybody uncomfortable. Not her. I'm not saying like she's uncomfortable. I don't know if she is. But everyone else is like, yo, we're trying to answer some questions. And you see Mace trying to be like, yo, is that real? He's trying to deviate the conversation somewhere else. But he gets asked multiple times, Adrien Broner, like, stop. Yo, you got to chill with that. And then he gets kicked off. And it's funny when somebody gets kicked off, that is when they realize, like, oh, yo, my bad, I'm gonna stop now. Well, if that person lets you continue, then you're not going to stop because you're going to know they're not serious about kicking you out. But when they're serious about kicking you out, that's when you were probably actually going to stop. But that's because you know you no longer have the opportunity to speak. But I really want to give a hats off and clap it up for Cameron for how he handled this situation, because it is a completely different Cameron from the past. Now, people could say, like, yo, what is he going to do? Throw hands with Adrien Broner? And yeah, that's right. I'm not saying he would do that, but he doesn't have that option. And maybe Adrien Broner behaved this way because he is the incarnation of, oh, he can't beat me up though. And the boyfriend that was in the room is Chris Next Door. I think they're still dating. Chris Next Door of AMP Chris. And that is really disrespectful to do in front of him. And I like the fact that Cameron stood up for not just her as his co-host, but for Chris, because you guys got to keep in mind, all of these people are on social media. It's not a situation like there's this interviewer in the UFC. She's a woman, and her husband holds the interviews for her, or her boyfriend, and she gets into like these situations where people could find it like, yo, this is your man lets you do this, but he's the guy behind the camera. That's as funny as it even sounds funny saying that. But he supports this, and they understand that. But he's not a public figure either. He's not a social media influencer or anything like that. Chris is, to a degree. He's part of a big group. So this happening online, and he's an online figure too, that comes back on him, and it's embarrassing. Of course, he feels disrespected by it too. And I will also say credit to Cameron because he still paid the man. So he was professional about it. He's like, listen, man, we can't continue with this. And of course, I think he's trying to be protective over Stat too, because she is his co-host. They're making sure that she doesn't feel uncomfortable in any type of way. And maybe she signaled to him that like, yo, I'm not really messing with this. Or he just stepped in himself. But he also said like, yo, I'm going to pay you for your time. Which means that how many guests are getting paid to show up on there? I'm not too certain. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them paying. That's almost become standardized now, especially with these guys that, I mean, the sponsors and how much they were claiming that they were making tens of millions of dollars a year. Yeah, shell people some bags. It makes the show better. You have guaranteed income coming in with the show because of your sponsors and deals. Everyone gets to eat. So he even pays him and he leaves. And this is sad to me because this is what Adrien Broner has been relegated to. Like struggling for money because he used to drop so much. And Adrien Broner was on a crazy run. He was like 27-0. I remember this was 2013, peak entertainment. He had just beat Paulie Malignaggi, and then I think he had like smashed his girl or did something with his girl. Paulie Malignaggi was like Malignaggi. I don't even know how to pronounce that Italian name. He is Italian. Yeah, he's for sure Italian. But then he fought Marcos Maidana, and he was talking hella trash. He got worked in that fight. And then he fought a couple of fights after that, but then he lost to another guy. I think he lost to, I think it was Sean Porter. And then he became inconsistent after that. He took less fights, and then he lost like 2 or 3 fights in a row. I think one was a draw, and then he had like 2 losses. He lost to Manny Pacquiao. That was like the last big fight that he had an opportunity to take. And then he was getting older. And I think he's an example of somebody who not only do you, when you trash talk to that level, you got to be able to back it up, but he didn't want to train. This guy was trying to rap for a little while, dropping music videos, tricking on chicks, just doing anything but boxing, and is the opposite of what Gervonta Davis became. Like Gervonta Davis, I remember he had messed up and failed to miss weight for one specific fight, and he was fighting some Mexican guy. And even in the first couple of rounds, like it wasn't looking good for Tank. Like he looked like he was out of shape, like he hadn't taken that fight serious, like he didn't train, and he even apologized to the fans for that. He's like, yo, I did not take this serious. This should have been easy work. I should have knocked this guy out, and this should have been over. I don't know if he ended up knocking him out. He did win, though. I think it was undisputed decision, too. Or unanimous decision, not undisputed decision. But after that, he locked in, and everyone memes about Gervonta Davis fighting Logan Paul, or potentially fighting Logan Paul. But Gervonta Davis, they meme it because Gervonta Davis talks about how, like, yo, he just wants the bag out of this boxing stuff, and I can't knock him. Like, yo, you know how many fights Adrien Broner has had over 300 amateur fights, and then 40 plus, like almost 50 professional fights. This guy had CTE before he even got in the professional ring. Like 300 amateur fights. Your brain bouncing against your skull from like what, the age of 8? It's like some people handle it differently. But then Cameron had this to say after Adrien Broner had left. I'll play you guys that clip right now.
I'm going high.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Let's take that over.
Yeah.
Nigga, I was looking at
You're
people.
good.
I'm sorry.
I'll do it again. 5.
Somehow this nigga want to talk to me. And Alki talk to you. I just needed you for entertainment for the show. Junkie. Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, you're all good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day on Thursday.
And some people are trying to come at Cameron for this and say like, yo, he's got the words for Adrien Broner right now. Well, what do you want him to say? And this is a problem I have with people that talk like that. You want him to talk crazy to Adrien Broner on the podcast, and then what happens? They start we know they're not going to start throwing hands. And he would also, this is the thing. if he disrespects Adrien Broner to the point where Adrien Broner starts throwing hands, he put Adrien Broner in a legal situation that would land him in jail or prison. It's on camera. His hands are weapons because he's a professional boxer. He's not supposed to use them. And in this scenario, of course, Cameron also gets laid out, or somebody's getting laid out by Adrien Broner, because even though he may be whack as a boxer now, or washed up, whatever you want to call it, that is still levels and levels and levels and levels and levels above anybody, even trained people. So he is protecting not only himself by not getting disrespectful, he's protecting Adrien Broner from himself too in a potential legal situation. So it took a lot of restraint for him to do that. And then when he's on the podcast, he can talk trash if he wants. And I think people just want to see things escalate to negativity. And then if it did, they would say, yo, Cameron's in his 40s and he's pushing 50 and he's still behaving like this. So it's a lose-lose situation with people that are going to criticize something like that. But Adrien Broner, man, I don't even know what the guy can do. He is entertaining and he could have his own talk show. He really could. Just talking trash. But I don't think he's committed. I don't think he's dedicated. And I don't think he's a guy that's got discipline, frankly. Like when he was young, I just think authority figures were able to keep him in line. And people like Floyd had taken a liking to him and he helped support him. But I think Floyd distanced himself when he realized this guy's not serious. And there has to come a point when you get fed up with your situation and you take discipline into your own hands. Like you're not going to be a grown man in your late 20s and now he's, 36? He's pushing 40 now. There's not going to be another guy that's like trying to babysit you and make sure that you're dedicated to whatever it is that you're doing. And I just hope that we don't see this end up in a situation where he goes to prison or, God forbid, something worse. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.